Hey troops, thought I'd check in. Right, okay, I'm gonna give some a video update, covering as much as I possibly can. But I want to talk about something because I really hope I can shift your perception on this, because I think it'll serve you. Obviously, that's why I'm sharing it. But you're missing out. You're missing out on something spectacular that's transpiring right now. Let's talk about Elon Musk again, right? The reason I want to talk about him is because if you don't believe he is working for the light, then I understand why you are maybe not so feeling the energy and the excitement as much as I am, let's say, and many others are aligned like I am. So I've asked people to engage me about it because I really want to. Let me make this clear, right? Anyone that is aligned with the light, good, God, I'm aligned with too. Simple as that. If they were of the dark, come across to the light, and their thoughts, words, and actions are aligned with the light, and I can visually see that and feel it, very intuitive. Very intuitive. And my intuition very rarely lets me down. That's why I've been ahead of a lot of this throughout. Not always, but you know, even within the individuals and timelines of things and the collective consciousness, if you understand energy and how it works and timelines and the quantum entanglement and the string theory and all these things, it's no wonder so many people, even if they're very intuitive, even if they're clairvoyants, it's not that they're getting things wrong, it's that they could potentially see things playing out in a certain way on a particular timeline. Something transpires, and then the collective consciousness either takes a big jump up in consciousness or takes a dip in fear. We shift the timeline, and then things change. So that's why I've always said from start to finish, don't be fixed. Don't be too fixed. Things can change very quickly. You just got to trust and go with the flow and surrender. No fear. So Elon Musk. Digress always, don't I? But I'll come back. I've asked people. First of all, depopulation. I'm like, find the video. Never found it. Show me a video. No one's ever been able to find that. So I found a video of him speaking about one of his main concerns is that we're not populating the planet. That's the complete opposite of the globalist elites that want to control humanity. That line of thought is the complete opposite. And what I will tell you is, in these elites, like you've seen that, I forget his name. He's never, I've always found him a bit of a creep, just like that. What was his name? Man of God, John of God. Same guy, this Sangira or whatever his name is, just came from nowhere and his videos being shared everywhere. I was like, some great insights, by the way. And I've even shared one not so long back, which was true. So just because I know he's working for the dark, he shared an insight. I was like, it's great, I'll share that. But yeah, he's come out, started speaking about how the planet's overpopulated. They can't, excuse me, came from nowhere that. They can't, stop that bouncing. They cannot express something that is part of their agenda and mean the opposite. They just can't do it. They don't speak like that. They can't do that. They can do the double speak and stuff in videos and subliminal messages, but when they speak, they are casting spells. And they all know this in the Freemasons, in the Brotherhood, in the elites, the top echelons. So the fact Elon has never said that, people have presumed he has, I think. I think they've presumed he has, because the video can't be found, and I challenge you to go find a video of him speaking about how the population is out of control or needs depopulating or some words to that effect. I posted not so long ago one to the complete contrary to that. Yet people that don't align with Elon, that think he's sheep in wolf's clothing, will ignore that because it doesn't fit the narrative of him. Okay? So then another individual who sounded, not a lengthy conversation, but he was like, don't trust him, about the AI. And what about it? Well, he wants to put microchips in people's brains. Have you ever heard him speak about it? Have you ever heard him speak about microchips in people's brains? For things like people that are in wheelchairs, for people with disabilities, for people that are blind, learning difficulties. Are you telling me if some AI technology was produced and it gave you the ability to walk and you can't walk, do you take it? I know I would. 100%. Now, I'd look into it very in-depthly and come to a decision. If it seemed sinister, if it seemed like I was handing over my soul, so to speak, or any of those things, or integrating my conscience with it, I wouldn't be accepting of it. But the fact of the matter is, technology is going to advance. That's inevitable. And thank God, it's integral to humanity's development. We can't remain on this planet forever. Now, in our lifetimes, in this physical lifetime, we don't have to worry about that. But if you believe in reincarnation, which I do, and I know it exists, then you're coming back to this planet very likely many, many times over. So it's a good job someone now is starting to think about being able to shift the human race to other planets, other star systems. And they will find a way. Forget about light years of travel. The way other UFOs and such like get here is through the technology that will be passed on to humanity at the time they are ready to receive it. When would the time they are ready to receive it? When they use it for the greater good, with the greatest of intentions. This is why they can't do it now. So, Elon Musk for me is the perfect candidate, because I've never seen anyone who speaks like he does, resonates with me, and I believe in him. Now, did I have the same feelings about him a few years ago? No, but I didn't have any feelings either way. I seen him for what he was. A very smart, intelligent man. I don't believe half of the conspiracy theories around him, to be perfectly honest. Very little to no evidence. I've seen how he's engaged with the public and his audience. I've seen what he's doing with Twitter. And another thing, see, I knew it. Look what he's doing with Twitter. He's going to make everybody have IDs, and then that's it. That's it. Then we're in the system. Then it's going to be China, social credit system. If you've got a phone, they've got all your details. If you've got an email, they've got all your details. If you've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, pre-Elon, they've got your details. He's not doing it to harvest your details. He could get them if he wants. He could probably just sit there and meditate and take your details. He's not doing it to take your details. Don't be so naive and stupid. Your details are already long gone a long time ago. You can't protect your details because you've given them out already, myself included. So don't worry about that. That's not his intentions. So if his intentions aren't to harvest your postal address so he can nick your, I don't know what, nick your council tax bill or something. What the fuck's he getting from you, by the way? Or me? I'm no more important than you. I'm being facetious. I know data is gold and da-da-da-da, but trust me, he's got all the data he needs. He doesn't need to harvest any more data, especially through Twitter. He's doing it so they can remove all the bots. One of the main problems for pushing the false narratives, agendas, and destroying people's reputations and having removed from their jobs and such like, if it doesn't fall in line with the extreme leftist narratives, is these companies all over the world, especially set up in Saudi Arabia and a few other places like that, have hundreds and hundreds of people in these centres as bots, sending out messages, hammering people, giving a perception through the social media channels that there is a mass body of humanity that think a certain way. And when they put the pressure on these companies, when a certain individual speaks against the narrative, speaks against the extreme left, these bots from these centres go and put pressure on these companies, which then makes the company think, shit, we're going to lose lots of revenue, we're going to get loads of bad press, now the media on us, fuck, we need to fire this person, we need to get rid of him. He's taking care of that, mark my words. Twitter is now going to become, with the Truth Social platform as well, and the back and forth between Elon and Mr. T, it's all banter, it's all part of the show. They don't want to give the media any sort of leverage or ammunition that them two now are going to become these global social media sort of overlords. So they're playing a game. And then I've already seen today someone's offered land to Elon in Texas for Twitter HQ. So what you're seeing now is the transfer of power from the dark to the light. Simple as that. And Twitter, when the shackles have been completely released, no censorship, the truth will out. All of it. And through the Truth social networks. And then I imagine Instagram and Facebook will be either bought or shut down as well eventually. That's where it's all heading. Elon, right? For those that say, well, he's a billionaire, he should have been, curing starvation and all those kind of things. Now, Elon Musk has achieved a lot and done a lot, and then people expect him to give away a lot and not follow his dreams. Bollocks. There are many of you out there that are saying things like that you don't have as much as he has, but relative to what you've got, to what he's got, do you give that much away? I'll bet you don't. So get off your high horse and stop judging a man who's had the tenacity, intelligence, and bravery to go follow his dream and is doing so. And be very, very, very thankful that a man that wasn't very engaged with the geopolitical side of things, wasn't very engaged with America and its democracy, which in truth is affecting the whole world's freedom and democracy, and be thankful that he's got engaged with it. Be thankful that when the God works in mysterious ways, and many of these individuals that don't resonate with people because they're little wet wipes, because they think their version of what someone who represents the light should be someone who's speaking holier than thou. They maybe think that maybe Bernie Sanders should have been the president over Trump, or that Jeremy Corbyn is the perfect leader. What I'm telling you is these guys might have a more... I think Bernie Sanders is deeply corrupted, by the way, and he's just a figurehead. But let's just pretend he's not for the sake of what I'm speaking about. He's just a lovely old man. They wouldn't have been able to take down the deep state. They wouldn't have been able to deal with what they're dealing with. You needed for the president, you needed the perfect narcissist that can blow his own trumpet, that's ballsy, doesn't take no bullshit, and has so much wealth he can't be bought. That's your perfect president right there. To fight deep state, dark, demonic fucking overlords. And then, to take on big tech, you need someone who's a little bit socially inept and quirky, that has massive pipe dreams and ain't scared to go follow them. And honestly, the way that this guy speaks about failures, I love it, because I speak very similar about it. I celebrate failures because I know it's where I've gained most of my greatest insights and wisdom and growth. And he's very similar. He is the perfect candidate to take on big tech. AI technology is very much a part of humanity's future. Don't fear it. If you want to have a focus, put your focus and intentions on it being in the right hands, which it will. Because if you are aligned with the fact that we are going through a mass awakening, that we're in the age of Aquarius, moving into the golden age, then of course Elon Musk, Mr. Trump, and many others are going to be paving the way. You just need to understand that for all the hardcore conspiracy theorists out there that don't align with Elon, because it's mainly you guys and some hardcore Christians, AI isn't evil. The intentions behind it are. I don't believe Elon's got evil intentions. Mr. T is the perfect narcissist. That's why he was selected for the job by God. Many of your spiritual leaders and such like that are going to start popping up now and in the next couple of years are not going to sound holier than thou. But they have heart and fight and God with them. So back them when you see them and when they resonate with you. And remember, no fear. Only love.